Ever wondered what would happen if the Earth just hit pause for 1 second? Buckle up. This is going to get wild. Imagine you're sitting outside, sipping your coffee, scrolling through memes, when suddenly it happens. You don't hear it, you don't see it. But in that moment, the Earth, all 13 septillion kilograms of it, slams on the brakes. Just for 1 second. Now you're probably thinking, 1 second? That doesn't sound so bad. But here's the thing. The Earth spins at about 1,670 kilometers per hour at the equator. That's faster than the speed of sound. Faster than a bullet train. Faster than your friend running to the fridge at 3 a.m. So when the Earth suddenly stops spinning, you don't. Thanks to inertia, the law that says objects in motion want to stay in motion, everything that isn't bolted deep into the planet is about to get launched. Trees, buildings, oceans, you, everyone. At the equator, it's like getting flung out of a speeding car at over 1,000 miles per hour. In a single second, the atmosphere keeps going, the oceans keep going, but the land just stops. The result? A global shockwave of destruction. Coastal cities obliterated. The oceans would form enormous tsunamis, moving eastward with unimaginable force. Giant waves, hundreds of meters tall, would swallow entire coastlines. Buildings would be ripped from their foundations. Cars and people would fly through the air like popcorn in a microwave. And it wouldn't just be the coasts. Everywhere the sudden stop would feel like a planet-wide car crash. At mid-latitudes, you'd still be moving at hundreds of kilometers per hour. It wouldn't be instant death for everyone, but it would be close. Meanwhile, the air itself would turn into a killer, because while the land stopped, the atmosphere kept spinning. You know that gentle breeze you like on a spring day? Now imagine it traveling faster than most jet planes. These hyper-hurricane winds would shred everything in their path. Forests would be flattened, cities sandblasted into oblivion. But let's say, just for fun, that you survive the initial chaos. Maybe you're deep underground or hiding in some reinforced bunker. You step outside, covered in dust and trauma, and you notice something strange. The sun isn't where it used to be. See, the Earth's rotation gives us our day-night cycle. When it stops, even for a moment, it throws off our timing. The sudden jolt would mess with the planet's shape too. Earth is slightly flattened at the poles and bulged at the equator because of centrifugal force. Remove that force, even briefly, and gravity would try to pull everything back into a perfect sphere. The result? Earthquakes. Massive, continent-shaking earthquakes. The crust would shift, plates would grind, and volcanoes might erupt from the sudden redistribution of pressure. And the sky? Good luck navigating that. Our satellites orbit based on the Earth's rotation. A sudden stop would send them into chaos. GPS, gone. Communications, toast. Internet, say goodbye to your memes. And don't even get me started on the moon. The Earth-Moon systems is a delicate dance. Interrupt it, and we might throw off the tides for weeks. Or worse, cause the moon to shift orbit. Not enough to hit us, probably, but enough to make ocean life very, very confused. Oh, and speaking of confused, animals would lose their minds. Birds use the Earth's magnetic field to navigate. Migratory species would panic. Circadian rhythms would freak out. Some nocturnal animals might suddenly find themselves under blazing sunlight. Others would face darkness that wasn't supposed to be there. Now the good news, after that 1 second, the Earth starts spinning again. But here's the catch. It wouldn't be smooth. Momentum doesn't just come back politely. It would be like trying to start a merry-go-round while standing on it. Violent, jerky, and probably fatal. Technically, the only way the Earth could stop spinning and start again without killing everything would be if some external force like a god-tier alien machine, manipulated the entire planet and its atmosphere perfectly. But in our version, no such luck. So, to sum it up, if the Earth stopped spinning for just 1 second, it would be one of the most devastating events in planetary history. A blink, and everything changes. Oceans rise, winds rage, cities fall. It would be the longest, most terrifying second in human history. And the worst part? You wouldn't even get a chance to finish your coffee.